Do you see United doing it tonight?
I do, simply because Arnold Muren back in the team, and whenever they've studied, it's usually been when he hasn't played.
OK, Bob, that's your verdict. Over now to match commentator John Moss.
And as you can see from that Manchester United lineup, Gordon McQueen is missing. He has a hamstring injury. Mike Duxbury in the middle of the defence. Remy Moses at right back. In comes Arnold Muren after missing several games with an injury. And back comes Norman Whiteside up front. And for Spurs, there are two changes. Tony Galvin is fit again, so young Richard Cook drops out. And Alan Brazil moves into the central striking position because Steve Archibald is injured. Alistair Dick is back at number 11. The referee tonight is Alan Saunders from Newcastle upon Tyne. Indeed, it was Bobby Charlton who described this famous stadium as a theatre of dreams, and the cast on view tonight would fetch about £10 million in the current transfer market. Spurs in the white, the aristocrats of the south, against Manchester United in red, the glamour team of the north. And there goes Stapleton. Graham Roberts came across. Danny Thomas wearing number 3, but playing at right back. You'll see the other fullback, Gary O'Reilly, wearing 2 on the near side. He's playing at left back. Spurs with a poor record at Old Trafford in recent league meetings. 4 defeats and a draw in their last 5. But they've won here in both cup competitions in that period. Here's O'Reilly. Looking for Mark Falco, who's been in such good form this season. And in the absence of Archibald, here's the leading Tottenham scorer on the field. He has 11. Whiteside with Roberts. Free kick given to Manchester United. Roberts penalised. Garth Crooks not allowed to play in this match by arrangement between the two clubs. He's on loan from Spurs to United at the moment, but it was always agreed he wouldn't play in this game, so Whiteside is back, and here's Wilkins. Augustin. They're appealing for offside, and they've got it. To Perryman, they're the central pair in midfield for Tottenham, who are playing with Dick on the left wing and Galvin on the right. Roberts was stretching a bit for that from Thomas. Here's Augustin. Falco gets back, foraging. Spurs with Gary Stevens. Perryman. Alan Brazil wants it played through the inside left position. Here he is. Tackled by Arnold Muren. 2 former Ipswich players in contention. Whiteside. But didn't make a good job of the pass. Augustin covering. Stevens. Hoddle moving to the right. Offside. Brazil so keen to re-establish himself in the Tottenham team. Wilkins looks for Whiteside. It's too strong. Manchester United knowing that even a draw tonight would put them back on top of the First Division, even though it may only be temporary with Liverpool playing at home tomorrow. But Spurs themselves still championship contenders. Kevin Moran, Arthur Graham. Good ball. Stapleton pulling wide to the right. Such an unselfish player. And so prepared to work for the rest. Number 9. Whiteside in the centre, so is Muren, and Stevens came over. Stapleton always a handful. Wilkins. Perryman to Alistair Dick. Kevin Moran. Duxbury playing in the centre tonight of the defence. Robson, who plays just about everywhere when he's on form. Stapleton. Muren. Stapleton tried to flick it on to Whiteside. Stevens coming forward for Tottenham. Just a tendency early on for both teams to overhit their passes forward. Graham. Whiteside turning O'Reilly and holding off the challenge and finding Stapleton. Now can they get him up in support? Robson is forward, so is Muren, so is Whiteside now. Tottenham had numbers back. This is Dick. Searching ball for Ali Brazil. Galvin is over on the right wing. Still Brazil. Dick is still on the left wing. And it comes off Remy Moses, who's playing right back tonight. They're going to leave the throw to Gary O'Reilly, who can get good length. Falco has drifted onto the near side of the area. But not good enough there from O'Reilly. Here he is again. Brazil coming in on the cross. Here's Hoddle with Robson. Brazil. Well worked by Muren. Stapleton. Wilkins in support. Arthur Graham to his right, and what a brilliant ball. Stapleton's in the centre, and there are three more trying to get there. And it comes off O'Reilly for a corner. But the pass by Wilkins, well worth the applause. Really put that inside the fullback for the winger to chase. It was the classic pass. Whiteside came towards the near post. Here's Moses. Offside against Arnold Muren, who had originally taken the corner. And Spurs are in motion again with Glenn Hoddle. This is Dick. Use of the arms by O'Reilly on Whiteside. Stapleton. There's Danny Thomas for Tottenham. Brazil being marked there by Duxbury. Galvin keeping it in. Taking on Augustin for the moment. Tony Galvin is more right-footed than left-footed, although you've been used to seeing him on the left wing for Spurs in recent seasons. On the right-hand side tonight, certainly at the start. Here's Perryman. Traditionally, a fast, open game between these two clubs. Both would admit their attack more reliable than their defence. Although United feel they haven't still got quite enough goals to be the championship winners they would like to be. Wilkins has made a run through the centre, and Ray Clements knows exactly how to deal with those. Very quick off his line. Thomas. Brazil. Kevin Moran. Wilkins. Robson. Stapleton, was it handball? Yes. And Hoddle to Galvin. Brazil, Falco. 10 minutes gone. Lively start, but neither goalkeeper severely troubled yet. Here's Wilkins. On by Whiteside, a good touch. Stapleton will find Graham. O'Reilly with the tackle. Here comes Wilkins. And Whiteside tried to set Robson up. He might now hit the bar. And the England captain, again proving how lethal he is anywhere near that 18-yard line. Whiteside initially tried to push the ball back to him for a shot, and it didn't quite work for him. He played it a bit short, but the second time it came back off the defender, a dipper from Robson on the crossbar. With that trusted left foot. Robson, who needs just one goal to reach double figures this season, and he's output as a midfield player for United and for England. Now, established part of the football scene. Graham. Oh, mistake by Graham. Falco, Hoddle. And Brazil, oh, it needed the touch for Falco. And he goes over, was he fouled? The referee says dive by the motion of his hands. And a talking point now at the United end. Brazil played the ball back into Falco. Gary Bailey came. Falco just got a touch on it. The ball went away and he threw himself, said the referee. And Jimmy Hill agrees. Stapleton. Muren's well forward, so is Whiteside. And the cross for O'Reilly to clear, only as far as Wilkins. Graham. Oh, and Stevens let it go, it's in! Arthur Graham played that ball in, and Gary Stevens let it go, and Spurs are stunned. There seemed to be absolutely no danger whatsoever, and Ray Clements also deceived, and Manchester United are into the lead. Straight in from Arthur Graham, and nobody got a touch. So Graham, who scored at Ipswich on Saturday, proves again what a value he's been to United. But here are Spurs. Brazil. This is Dick. And the corner of Moses. A most surprising goal in that Stevens and Clements just seem to be totally deceived. But teams are often vulnerable when they've just scored a goal. Will that be the case here with United? Because Spurs have a corner to be taken by Tony Galvin. And it's Roberts coming in with Bailey, who caught it beautifully. Well, Graham won't score many goals more unusual than that. He couldn't have been trying to do that, surely. It was meant as a cross, but it didn't need a touch. Wilkins, Whiteside, Stapleton, United are buzzing now. And the shot was by Robson, on his right foot this time, never as reliable as his left. And here's Jimmy Hill.
Just to clear up that, it's very easy to blame Ray Clements, but my blame there would go on Gary Stevens. As a defender, he had to clear that ball. It came to him first, and he let it run past him across the goal mouth. And Clements was completely caught out by that, but it's the sort of thing that's been happening to Spurs when they have let in goals because of new players not really understanding each other and having confidence in each other.
But Spurs on the attack now with Glenn Hoddle well forward, cut off by Moses. Talking before the match today to Mick Brown, the assistant manager here, he was saying that if there was a Player of the Year award this season up to now, Arthur Graham would win it for Manchester United. He's been their most consistent performer. Perryman. And Hoddle with Wilkins. Two England men there in close contention. And the pass was overhit. So quite a shaker for Tottenham then. But it's given the home fans something to cheer. Wilkins, again, the through ball overhit, which has been a feature of this opening period. Here's Ali Dick. And it was Whiteside who got back. Wilkins, offside against Frank Stapleton. Falco's touch, the flag was up then, and the referee has awarded a free kick to Manchester United. Roberts there with Stapleton, Whiteside, Wilkins, Albiston, Robson, offside. Brazil's begun his run, and so too had Falco there. Brazil now in the centre. And a goal kick.
We can just take a look now at that Gary Stevens moment. Arthur Graham really put it over as a cross more than a shot. And there's the ball coming across, and you can see that them all leaving it on the near post. I can see many old-fashioned defenders at home really cringing in their chairs at seeing a defender let a ball like that run across his own goal area. It's deadly dangerous and shouldn't happen, but he's a cultured player on the ball, but I think he's got to get more bite, more defensive bite in his game and keep the goals out of Spurs' net.
And Brazil hovering there. Here's Wilkins to Graham. This is Whiteside. And Brian Robson playing the 1-2 with Stapleton. Wanted Arthur Graham to run on there. Did Robson. That's Brazil. Here's Galvin and Falco. Stapleton. Graham is just inside. O'Reilly stretching to get the tackle in. Here's Brazil. Good turn by him. And now Perryman for Tottenham, with Danny Thomas making a forward run on that side. Arthur Albiston is the marking player. In case you've joined the match late, Manchester United leading by 1-0, a goal scored by Arthur Graham after 13 minutes. Header by Stapleton, offside against Wilkins. Forward by Roberts. Falco. Dick started a run just inside, edged the ball onto Brazil, who wanted Dick to move forward for a return. Misunderstanding in the Tottenham ranks. Right side of Thomas. Stevens. Hoddle to Perryman. Four Manchester United players pushing up on the Tottenham defenders. But here's Hoddle. Couldn't clear Duxbury. Wilkins. And now Robson. Graham's on the right wing. Stapleton's in the centre. Being joined now by Muren and Whiteside. This is Dick for Spurs. Robson from Wilkins' pass. Here's Graham. And it's a corner off O'Reilly. And Clements gets a hand to that, but he's got to regain his balance quickly. Here's Graham. And now Wilkins. And Moran is in there. And so too is Muren. And Clements stranded. Whiteside. And Clements with a fist this time, and still it won't go away until finally Wilkins gets underneath it. And all sorts of goings on, Jimmy, in the Tottenham goalmouth.
Having taken some of the blame away from Ray Clements for that first goal, it's interesting to study his form lately. He's not been as sharp as he has in the past. There have been odd lapses which have cost Spurs goals. He would have enjoyed that moment there where he sorted all that out with that final punch.
But Spurs finding themselves here a goal behind. They lost the corresponding fixture last season 1-0 to a Muren goal. Here's Whiteside. And there is Muren. Albiston making the extra man. Falco. Brazil trying to evade the challenge of Duxbury. Referee played a good advantage there. Didn't want to stop the game even though there was a foul. Hoddle. Outside him, Dick. Moses. Right side. Wilkins pass, Stevens interception. So we've been playing now for 25 minutes. Manchester United lead Spurs by 1-0. Goal scorer Arthur Graham, number 11, after 13 minutes. Wilkins, Stapleton. Oh, well played by him. Robson, there are two to his left. One of them is Muren. Right side's gone through the middle, going left now, and Robson, look at the strides he made there. And he's looking for support, and it's Stapleton, and away by Thomas, not very far, to Orbiston. Orbiston with the final shot. But some fine approach play by Manchester United, and Frank Stapleton, once again, the fulcrum of the attack. Tremendous running by Robson too from midfield. Robson, nicely away from Falco, right side pulling to the left. Faced by Roberts. Orbiston, Wilkins. United looking by far the more coordinated side in this period. Orbiston forcing the corner kick off Tony Galvin. Moran is forward. Muren is hanging back here with that shot. Oh, and a diving header away by Mark Falco, I think. Wilkins back in, right side. Well, these days you have to be an all-rounder. And Falco was back in defence, and he had to be. Arnold Muren driving it. There was a United player waiting there, Moran, but Falco had gone back to mark him. Wilkins, O'Reilly, Moses now for Manchester United. Here's Brazil. The Spurs away form this season generally has been pretty good. They've lost only at Ipswich and Norwich in the league. And indeed, they're the highest away scorers in the division. Stapleton finding themselves here, Tottenham one behind. And it's Roberts on the ball. Falco. Perryman. Hoddle yet to make a firm imprint on the game. Brian Robson is the player pushing up on him here for Manchester United. Forcing Hoddle perhaps to play a less than ideal ball. It's quite a good comparison that in their different styles, two England players. Falco on, and Moran's header. Muren's pass. Perryman got a touch. And Stapleton threatening Roberts. who finds Brazil, who's onside, but didn't turn it into Falco. Still Brazil. Roberts coming forward. And Dick comes in. Moses header clear. O'Reilly. Spurs looking here to force the pace. Dick. O'Reilly. And Galvin at the far post. Just dropping away.
Well, that's almost the nearest Spurs have come. At the moment, neither Brazil nor Falco, who have outstanding pace, have been able to penetrate through that United back four. And so when you see Hoddle hesitating in the middle of the field, he's looking for a runner and looks as he might threaten and get beyond them. And up to now, he hasn't got it there to find. In fact, none of the four strikers on view really are fast players. They're quick, but there's an offside decision against Robson, just a bit too anxious to make one of those famous runs from midfield.
Just a further comment on the first half hour's play, Jimmy. We've only counted 3 offences. That'll probably make it 4. 3 fouls and 1 handball. Not obviously including offsides in that, but in terms of fouls and handball, typical of the matches between these two clubs, normally sporting contests. But usually no lack of incident. Here's Whiteside to Murin. Stapleton's off down the left, ahead of Graham Roberts. Ray Wilkins has pushed forward in the middle, so has Norman Whiteside. Gary Stevens' header out. Again, good running by Stapleton. Whiteside. Robson. And it's still Robson. And the back heel finds Murin. And Albiston is still forward on the left. And Whiteside is lurking dangerously. And Wilkins hit it. And the ricochet finds Falco, who finds Clements. Brazil. Stapleton. Wilkins forward, and there goes Whiteside. Murin. Away by Stevens. Hoddle. For anybody that may have tuned in the last 5 minutes or so, Manchester United leading here by 1-0 against Tottenham. Arthur Graham, the scorer, a most unusual goal after 13 minutes. Meant perhaps as a cross, but in fact it finished up as a shot. Here's Stapleton. And again. Wilkins. Whiteside started a run, but it was too long. And it's Spurs with Dick. Falco looks for Dick again. Moses the defender. Ali Dick. Perryman. And in again by Dick, and O'Reilly is well forward. And not very far away from his first goal for Spurs. Certainly their most promising effort of the half. Alistair Dick in the build-up. And Gary O'Reilly, who'd stolen forward from left-back unmarked, just too high. On by Brazil. And a bit of pushing by Moran on Falco, giving Spurs the chance to get forward again. Indeed, Stevens and O'Reilly have both joined the cluster of players waiting to come in. It comes all the way back to Glenn Hoddle, who looks for Perryman, who gets the cross in. Duxbury intercepts. Just about all right. 10 minutes to half-time. Manchester United leading Spurs by 1-0 in this important First Division fixture. Whiteside for United. And Galvin. Muren has dropped back in front of Ulverston to help challenge Galvin, which he did then. Brian Robson looking for the long ball. Ulverston was the man who started the run. And it's a goal kick. Does seem to be a tendency on the part of all teams in the games I've seen this season to try and get the ball forward a bit more quickly this season. It spread a bit from Watford. Style is different in many cases, but that was Graham. Roberts. The danger sometimes, obviously, is that when it does go forward aimlessly, the attack inevitably breaks down. That was a foul, and a free kick to Spurs. Moses to sustain the challenge from Dick first, which he did. Whiteside challenged by Stevens, looks at the referee and gets nothing. O'Reilly for Spurs. And Thomas. Through to Brazil. Now he'll be possibly still a little bit short of match practice at First Division level. Here's Wilkins. Hoddle survived the tackle from Robson, but the referee wanted to bring the play back. There are two reasons for that. First of all, there was a foul, but it gives him a chance to see if Gary Stevens needs attention, because in that previous flurry around the centre circle, he got hurt.
Actually booked Wilkins there when he was running through, just overran the ball and left his foot in a bit high to try and regain it. It was painful, but the spirit of it is that they get on with the game. That's what we love to see in the Football League.
Thomas.
You have mentioned, John, about the referee keeping the game flowing, and so had the players too. It takes the players as well as the referee to enable a game to flow like this, and it is such a treat to see it. And it might have an effect in the later stages of the game, when we'll find that the players are a little tighter than they normally are, and there might be a lot more space to exploit.
Well, these matches over the years between Spurs and Manchester United have usually produced their fair share of goals. We've had one so far tonight for United. It was Kevin Moran with the header. And Dick. Going to go to Roberts. Plenty of Tottenham players forward here. Graham Roberts with the shot. Didn't get hold of it at all. And indeed, they had 7 white shirts forward then. Old Trafford, famous for its big crowds. Manchester United are drawing the highest home attendances for the 12th consecutive season in English football. Thomas on Stapleton. Free kick to United. Here's Murin. And now it's Moses. And now Graham. Dick back to help. So we've got 5 minutes left in the first half here. Manchester United with the lead, given them by Graham, number 11. And Wilkins back again to Graham. And that's going to be a corner conceded by Gary Stevens. Robson's arriving, as he so often does in those positions, coming in a shade later than the others to make contact. Here's Duxbury to Stapleton, and Duxbury's continued his run forward here. Graham has switched to the left wing, he's on the ball now. 3 the other way for Manchester United. Thomas was the defender there, conceding the free kick. Graham leaves it for Wilkins to take. And Whiteside completely miscued that, going for a volley with his left foot. Instead, here's Tony Galvin. Spurs have got 5 players well forward. Here's Perryman, Hoddle. Galvin outside him. And O'Reilly arriving with Brazil. Bailey dropped it, Moran cleared. Forward came Stevens. Out by Robson. Here he is again. 3 minutes left in the first half. Thomas for Spurs. Here's Moses. Hoddle. Oh, well tackled, Graham. Murin wanted somebody left. Graham's gone there now. He's a live wire tonight. And he forced Graham Roberts to come over. Roberts complaining that Graham left his foot there, which is for the referee to sort out. There's no hard feelings. But certainly when they lost Steve Coppell and also Alan Davis, Manchester United needed a wide man, and Graham certainly has fitted the bill. Albiston penalised. Foul on Galvin. Free kick to Spurs. Hoddle to take it. Forward by Stevens, and Alan Brazil chasing with Albiston. And he gets there, does Brazil, and finds Galvin. Here's Hoddle. Perryman has pushed well forward. Here's Falco now for Spurs. And it's Brian Robson back to sort things out for United. There he is again. Murin. That's calm play in the home defence. Real lesson in how to stay cool and clear your lines in composed fashion. Here's Muren. And here's Whiteside. He slipped Roberts, but not Stevens. And Hoddle helps the ball on to Dick, but he's not getting much change out of Remy Moses. Referee bringing to an end a first half in which Manchester United were on balance the better side, and proved it by scoring a most unusual goal. Arthur Graham out on the right after 13 minutes with what was surely supposed to be a cross, evading the Tottenham defenders and goalkeeper and putting United in front. Spurs, who created perhaps one chance after that when Gary O'Reilly shot over, but their forwards pretty well held by the organised Manchester United defence, and the crowd, as always in this traditional fixture, expecting something in the way of incident in the second half to open the match up even more. There were incidents in the first half, but by and large defences were on top. As Tottenham make their way out for the second half, it's worth perhaps mentioning, you can see Ron Atkinson, the United manager, in the background there, just coming out of the tunnel. And both the managers of these two famous clubs conscious of how long it is since, despite their great traditions, they last won the First Division Championship, because that's what they dearly want now, Keith Birkinshaw and Ron Atkinson. And largely due to Liverpool's domination of that said title, Manchester United haven't won it since 1967. It's over 16 years. It's a long time for a club like this. And Spurs, not since 1961, 22 years ago. So United know that if the score was to stay like this, they would go top of the table overnight. And Tottenham, on a ground where they've only scored one goal in their last 5 league visits, have to come from behind. Stapleton. Good start by Stapleton to the second half. And no wonder they call him the most complete centre-forward in Britain. Very few in the game would argue with that assessment. Indeed, one thinks of the Arsenal situation that was being discussed at half-time, and their fans would say how much they've missed the likes of Stapleton and Brady. Just a reminder, too, of the two subs tonight. By the way, Lou Macari for Manchester United, and for Spurs, Ozzy Ardiles. And there's a feeling in the dressing room, I gather, at half-time that he might well be used for his first league appearance since last February. Here's Orbiston. Stapleton's touch. Hoddle. Wilkins. Late challenge. Steve Perryman tangling with Ray Wilkins, and the referee quick to spot it and award Manchester United a free kick. Perryman was very late. So it's played to Moses. And Stevens up, only as far as Robson. And Moses forward again. Well saved by Clements under the nose of Whiteside. There's Perryman. Now, can they get Dick away? There are 3 waiting in the centre for Spurs. And Robson it was that arrived to deprive Falco. Here's Galvin. This time Moran. O'Reilly, a little clumsy. Wilkins very neat. Graham. Whiteside, it's promising here for United. Can he return it to Graham? Still Arthur Graham, not the best of finishers. It actually came off Graham Roberts, who was gesturing further upfield to other Tottenham players to try and close things down earlier. Here's Hoddle. So not very much in the way of opportunity so far for Alan Brazil, a player who Manchester United themselves are said to have strongly admired, both in his Ipswich days and since he was out of the Spurs team. Off Roberts' head, and Stapleton's through. Clements, well used to making that sort of save. Came off Roberts, and it was Stevens who was beaten. Here's Muren. Robson, Stapleton, and Roberts stretching. Manchester United have begun the second half attacking the Stretford end in determined mood. Augustin. Thomas aiming at Falco, but the cohesion further forward for Spurs has not been there so far. Whiteside, and Stapleton just stretching a little as he hit it, but Whiteside supplied the chance, and Tottenham are being stretched here. The two central defenders are being caught, and Stapleton was just stretching as that went over. So still 1-0 to United. And here's Stevens for Tottenham, skipping away from Wilkins. Thomas. Brazil. Making Duxbury work hard. Falco. Hoddle. And Galvin, the player nearest the ball for Spurs, but Bailey looking confident. Glenn Hoddle's chip. Muren. Good first time pass, Brian Robson to Moses. There's better movement about Manchester United than about Tottenham so far tonight. They've won more of the ball in midfield and used it rather better when they've gone forward, which Duxbury is trying to do now. Stapleton. Oh, good touches, first by Muren, then by Whiteside, who was caught, but it's Augustin. Robson came in first. Here's Arthur Graham. Good save by Clements, but Ray Wilkins has it now. And, oh, it was going to be Augustin, and O'Reilly got in. Good stuff from United. Whiteside took a clattering in that earlier build-up, which left him on the ground, but all that went away because the referee played a very good advantage again. Thomas. Thomas. Whiteside battling, and you can expect that. He's playing for his place. Robson. Graham. This is a good spell by United, but they'll be expecting the second goal to come on the end of it to make it worthwhile. Wilkins took a kick there from O'Reilly and is holding his hip as he moves away to the far side, but United still have possession. It's Whiteside. The tackle came in from Graham Roberts, never one to pull out. mention should be made in passing of a good save by Clements in that last United flurry from Arthur Graham. Blocked the shot well. Stevens coming forward. Here's Hoddle. And now Dick. And Hoddle. O'Reilly's forward again with a header. Brazil's in there. Oh, that's a fine goal, Alan Brazil. After 54 minutes, a superb individual effort from the player back tonight in his familiar position after so long out of it. And he equalises here for Tottenham. Glenn Hoddle chipping the ball up. Gary O'Reilly a useful header on. But watch Brazil. Left foot acrobatics in the corner. The Tottenham fans who've made the journey have something now to shout about, as Alan Brazil, whose return last Saturday was in an unfamiliar role on the left, comes back into the centre and scores a goal will be talked about for some time. Referee in the way there, Moran. And now Graham. And Stapleton. Clement saves. The game now coming to the boil. Spurs equalise, then Graham gets another cross in. Stapleton gets a shot in, deflected by Danny Thomas, round the post by Clements. Corner to Manchester United at the Stretford end. Right across, and it's been driven in by Moran. Kevin Moran makes it 2-1. Tottenham's defence won't be pleased with that. But Moran drove it well when the chance came from point-blank range. Arnold Moran with the in-swinging corner. Hoddle stretching, none of them made it apart from Moran, and that's 2-1 after 55 minutes.
And once again, the Spurs defence found wanting and letting a ball come across their area and not attacking it. They let it drop right on the floor, and really it was a very simple goal to take at that point.
Here's Dick. Falco! Well, you couldn't ask for 2 or 3 minutes more exciting than that. It's left us with Manchester United in the lead as they were to start with, this time by 2-1. Roberts. Thomas. Falco. And here comes Perryman. Through the two of them. Was he blocked by Moses? No, said the referee. And what a ball by Wilkins to Arthur Graham. And Whiteside. Murin was well forward there. Graham. Porter. Well, tempo's rising slightly, as indeed the tempo of the whole match has risen these last 5 minutes. So often teams who've scored lay themselves open a minute or two later, and that's what happened to Tottenham. Won't be pleased with the defending on the corner, surely. There were plenty of bodies about, but it got all the way through to Moran. Brazil. Roberts.
Well, I did say that I thought the second half was going to be brighter than the first, and it certainly turned out to be so. And I wonder and perhaps think positively that it is because the game has been kept flowing and space is beginning to appear now. Both sides have played an attacking game from the start. It was a bit constricted by offside tactics to start with, but it's really opened up, and it's really just what people would want to see from league football.
Kevin Moran scoring there for Manchester United, his 3rd goal of the season, and putting them 2-1 in front. And indeed, that makes them the top scorers in this season's championship with 32 goals. Galvin. And Arnold Muren beginning to tick over nicely now on this left-hand side. Moses forward for United. Well, I wonder if Keith Birkinshaw will decide to throw Ossie Ardiles into the fray now. Try to reconstruct Tottenham's game a little. Here's Hoddle. Brazil lurking again behind Moran. Stapleton on the chest. And Graham. Kevin Moran benefiting from one of those near-post corners again. We keep talking about them, it seems, every week, but Muren curled it in and Tottenham just couldn't get the ball away. Here's Thomas. Here's Muren. Graham. Against O'Reilly. Whiteside. Back again, offside, Graham. Referee actually had already pulled play back, because when Whiteside tried to return that ball to Arthur Graham, the flag had already gone up and he'd signalled some way back for a free kick. If anybody has joined the match late, Manchester United lead by 2-1. An hour has been played. Arthur Graham put them ahead in the first half. Alan Brazil equalised for Tottenham in the second, but a couple of minutes later, Kevin Moran has made it 2-1 to Manchester United. There's Augustin. Now it's Duxbury. Whiteside trying to turn Stevens. Here's Augustin. Good ball. This is Stapleton. And Wilkins couldn't get it. Good save, though. Low down for Ray Clements, got the important touch from the Augustin break initially. Whiteside. Graham. And Stapleton.
Lovely touch there. He collided so hard with the defender. I think it was Graham Roberts, and they just shook hands and got on with the game, and it's still flowing. There isn't a moment respite in this game.
Free kick to Manchester United. Here's Duxbury. Wilkins. Roberts. Brazil. And now Thomas. Falco. Now Arnold Muren, Whiteside, the player in the centre, as United look to spread the game again with Brian Robson. Graham. Robson once more. Hoddle trying to get to him. Graham. Away by Roberts. Moran's header. Here's Hoddle. The target is Brazil. Dick. And Wilkins. Stapleton. Alderston. Offside against Wilkins. Well, the game well balanced now. Tottenham with no option but to come forward to look for the second equaliser. Manchester United knowing that if they were to push this to 3-1, in their terms that should be a safe winning lead. Roberts with the free kick. Falco's was the flick. So Old Trafford not the happiest of grounds for Spurs in recent years in the league, although the man who once won an FA Cup tie here, Ozzy Ardiles, is on the bench. Good header by Whiteside to Wilkins. Stapleton is in the centre, pulling away to the far side now. O'Reilly's clearance, Muren, Robson. Graham over on the right. Stapleton again. Hoddle looking for Brazil. It's a good ball, but enough pace on it to carry it through. Stapleton just again taking Stevens away and trying to get Whiteside through. 25 minutes to go. Manchester United 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1. Hoddle. Good ball to Dick. And Dick pulls it back to Galvin. O'Reilly. Spurs wanting one touch too many. Graham. Muren. United making Tottenham chase the game now. They're stretching them first one side, then the other. Poor touch from Stapleton this time. O'Reilly comes forward. Falco gets in. So too did Alderston. Wilkins. Duxbury with Falco. Moses. Wilkins from Whiteside. Stapleton trying to stay onside, but Graham was the player who attracted the linesman's flag. Dick. Been bottled up for the most part by Moses, who's had a sound match at right back. And halfway through the second half, Spurs trail 2-1, but play goes on. Moran and Brazil. Against the flag, so still in play. Wilkins. Duxbury, who came through on Falco. Here's Thomas. Stapleton beautifully on to Robson. Back again to Stapleton, and there are two coming from this side as well. Muren.
Well, Arnold Muren, so cultured, just lost his head at that moment there. He's been very stylish in this half, expressing himself on the ball. In fact, it's been fascinating to see the different styles of the midfield players. Robson popping up all over the place, saving his team in his own area with a header 1 minute and then on the end of an attack the next. Hoddle, only brief glimpses of him. I mean, he's not won the battle tonight yet, but he's still there with his devastating through pass, trying to thread it through to find a way for the equaliser. All competing, all England contenders, not forgetting Wilkins, really, who's also had a very, very complete game indeed. And here comes Spurs, and Falco on the ball.
This is Falco being shooting under challenge from Orviston. And just a sign there that Tottenham have still got something left. It's been a quiet second half for them up front, apart from that Brazil effort. That was on by Norman Whiteside. Here's Roberts. And here's Falco again. Perryman's well forward. Brazil's coming in from the far side. And here's Hoddle. Dick. Brazil! So close. Good build-up by Tottenham. It was Ali Dick that supplied the cross. Alan Brazil with his right foot. Nearly scored his second goal of the night. And the reaction from the crowd signals that Ozzy Ardiles is warming up. Moses, Stapleton, Moses again, and Whiteside was the furthest player forward. Here's Galvin. Galvin to Hoddle, and now Perryman. And Brazil tried to set Hoddle up. And now it's Thomas. And still Danny Thomas, and Brazil got a touch. O'Reilly was there. Hoddle.
Muren gets excited at one end, Hoddle at the other. A beautifully set up chance at the end of the day from that Thomas run. And he tried to guide it inside that right-hand post there. You can see it was nicely touched back. Go and put that one in. And it was a sort of curling side foot that was never going to get inside that post.
So the little Argentine who's been out of the scene for so long is preparing, as indeed is Lou Macari, for the possibility of a substitution. And here's Whiteside. Collision between Stapleton and Roberts, which may cause a delay anyway, and Stapleton got a blow in the face. But as always between Manchester United and Tottenham, good feeling between the players. They were on a tour together in Swaziland during the summer, played some exhibition games out there. Here's Perryman. And this is Stevens. Hoddle. Now Whiteside. And Brian Robson comes surging forward through the centre. Stapleton is out right, Murin is on the left. Stapleton. Stapleton's shot, fine save by Clements. The crowd enjoyed that. Stapleton cutting in from the right, made room for the shot, but Ray Clements reacting superbly. Corner to United. And Moran's in there again, so too on the far side was Arthur Graham, and he makes it 3-1. His second goal of the match, and the second that Spurs have conceded from a corner. Taken this time by Ray Wilkins, again the near post ball. Moran with the flick, Graham holding off, diving to head the ball into the net. And at that stage, with Spurs 3-1 down, they're going to bring on Ossie Ardiles. Tony Galvin has gone off, and Ardiles is back in the Spurs midfield. But has he come on too late, I wonder, to influence the way this game is going? We shall see. O'Reilly looks for Falco. Ardiles touch, and Falco's in, and it's a goal! Well, talk about instant action from the man who's just come on. Falco the scorer, but Ardiles makes a goal with his first touch in league football since last February. No sooner had he got on the pitch than he knocked the ball forward, and there was Falco to push it past Bailey. So, the fans enjoying their football here. 3-2 Manchester United lead after 75 minutes. The sort of match you'd expect between two teams who've always gone forward whenever they can. Perryman. Well, just a reminder of what's happened so far. Arthur Graham, 2 goals for Manchester United, and Kevin Moran the other. And for Spurs, Alan Brazil and Mark Falco. Ardiles getting a mixed reception from the home fans, but the Spurs crowd who've travelled and those watching on television will be delighted to see him back in action. He's now got a metal plate in his leg, having broken that shin bone. Had 2 long spells out. Brazil. Falco's in the centre, and away by Duxbury. Spurs piling players forward. Oh, and O'Reilly and Stevens coming in there to cause concern for Manchester United until Gary Bailey made it his. Murin. It was Mark Falco's 12th goal of the season, and it's by far his best year for Spurs. He's played in every match. Brazil. So, Spurs, with Ardiles, are still in the fight. 3-2 down, Perryman to Brazil. Flags up on the far side, and I don't think that would have counted from Gary O'Reilly. The linesman had seen a Tottenham player in an offside position.
Now here's a police message. A car bomb has gone off in Omagh, causing considerable blast damage in Bridge Street. Police have issued an appeal to keyholders of premises in the Bridge Street area and in the town centre to check their premises. an appeal for key holders in the Bridge Street and town centre areas of Omagh.
There's Roberts. Murin. A deflection on the pass, but white side to Robson. Oh, taken by Graham Roberts, and that is the cynical challenge when a player is through, and referee Alan Saunders will have to take action of some sort. A booking it must be, and last season it might well have been a sending off. The arm round the shoulder shouldn't really make any difference. Roberts on Robson. Jimmy Hill.
Well, that's the referee making another perfect decision, making the game simple. He's let it flow when they've played the ball, and the first moment he saw a player play an opponent rather than going for the ball, I think there's no question that there is a yellow card at stake there. Roberts, I know, the game has been played in such a good spirit. As soon as he done it, he thought, I shouldn't have done it, and he knew it, and he's coming over to apologise now. Years ago, of course, those sort of clashes went on and nobody said anything about it, but now we expect professional players to assume such high moral standards in some ways that it's almost an international incident. But it's a shake hands at the end of it, and that's the way it should be, and let's get on with a marvellous game.
So it's the first booking of the night. It goes to Tottenham's Graham Roberts, 11 minutes from the end, and Manchester United, who lead 3-2, have a free kick which Ray Wilkins and Arnold Murin are preparing for. And indeed, that was Murin, and Stapleton got up. Oh, it's a mistake by Ray Clements, and a goal! Kevin Moran in again, and Clements mortified. Well, it looked safely held as Stapleton jumped, and Clements made an awful error, and Moran got his second to make it 4-2 to United, and goalkeepers, whatever their stature, will feel sorry for Clements there. How on earth did that spin from his grasp, allowing Moran to score again? 10 minutes from the end, the score now 4-2. Offside at the other end, linesman's flagging the referee. I fancy he hasn't seen him. Well, talk about incident. You don't expect Ray Clements to do that. Thomas. And we now have the unusual position of a central defender being on a hat-trick. Kevin Moran. Roberts. Hoddle. Hoddle's shot. Well, Manchester United have a feeling here behind the scenes that they don't get enough goals in and around the 6-yard box. They've sometimes blamed the strikers for that, maybe even the midfield players, but tonight Kevin Moran has got to from precisely that position. And he also had something of a hand in Arthur Graham's second from a corner. Lou Macari is waiting to come on because Frank Stapleton has slipped off while play has gone on. He got a knock, Stapleton, and he hobbled off when he obviously felt the game was as good as won. So Manchester United were temporarily, just for a few seconds, down to 10 men. But Lou Macari, his testimonial season, 34 years old now, a great favourite here, comes on as substitute. With about 7 minutes left, and Manchester United leading by 4-2 after a thrilling second half. Robson. Orveston. Oh, and he made a mistake letting in Danny Thomas. Oh, what a good shot. Too hot for Bailey to hold from Danny Thomas. The news of Frank Stapleton is that he got a knock on the head and was feeling dizzy, so he's been replaced by Lou Macari. Well, down the years, they've produced many exciting matches, Manchester United and Spurs, and 4-2, certainly for the neutral, will do just nicely. But there may even be more to come. As Roberts finds the way back cut off. Ardiles. One would have thought better of the Old Trafford crowd than to have greeted his arrival quite like that, but enough said. Here's Stevens. And that's Gary Stevens not middling it very well. Just a reminder of the goal scorers. They've been going in so thick and fast in this second half. For Manchester United, Arthur Graham has 2, and so does Kevin Moran. For Spurs, Alan Brazil and Mark Falco. 4-2 the score. Thomas and Falco. Thomas. Oh, that's a good ball, but Brazil was offside. So into the last 5 minutes. Both substitutes now in the action. Robson. Graham out wide. How he'd love to get a hat-trick for Manchester United. It's a good cross. Whiteside's coming in. Goal kick. He was the one who made contact. And this Tottenham defence, certainly on crosses, at times looks most uneasy, and Arthur Graham just the man to supply them, as he has been doing for most of the season for Manchester United, taunting the fullback, not always having to beat him to get the cross in. Whiteside throwing himself in between the two defenders. So Manchester United now within 4 minutes of going to the top of the First Division, certainly overnight anyway, until Liverpool play tomorrow. Here's Ardiles for Tottenham. Hoddle looking for Dick. Moses fell there. It's still Dick. Useful cross, but Duxbury away. Perryman. Ball sliced by Wilkins, who was stretching. Brazil jumping. And the referee has in any event awarded a free kick. Manchester United, who beat Watford here 4-1 quite recently. That was their best score of the season, but they've equalled that tonight. So southern teams not getting much change, it would seem. Although curiously, United's record at Old Trafford not as good this season as last. Their form okay with the fans tonight. Just a couple of minutes left, and the score 4-2. Right side. Flag was up anyway. I think there was an offside there earlier, but in fact the referee had already decided that Mark Falco had committed an offence when the ball was way back. Wilkins. Oh, well played by Whiteside. This is Wilkins. Macari and Orbiston are waiting in the centre. Graham's there again on the far post. His header back, and it was going to drop for Muren until Stevens intervened and got Ali Dick away for Spurs. Falco with Stevens still forward on the far side. This is O'Reilly. Oh, straight to Lou Macari. And straight into touch from him. And Falco tries to find Dick, and Graham now, after a tremendous night for him, is back in defence. But what a contribution he's made to this Manchester United performance, and indeed to their team this season. Moses, play on to the referee, and he's done that whenever he can, applied the advantage. We're actually in stoppage time, and Manchester United go back to the top of the First Division, beating Spurs by 4 goals to 2. Arthur Graham scored 2, so did Kevin Moran. Spurs back in the game briefly when Alan Brazil brought it back to 1-1, and again when Mark Falco made it 3-2. But Manchester United generally were good value for the victory, which takes them back to the top and makes it certainly a good weekend so far for Ron Atkinson and his team.